What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Oscar's Cozy Corner. The So Delightful update is finally here, and of course, that means a fresh batch of premium shop leaks. Now, the leakers over on the Dreamlight Leaks Discord have been hard at work finding us all of the new items that have been added to the game with this update. They really do go above and beyond to actually find this information for us, so please do go ahead and head on over to the Dreamlight Leaks Discord if you've not already. It is a really lovely community over there, and there are some amazing people. I will say that it is an incredible Discord. But not only that, they actually allow us to see these items and to share them. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. Now, there are so many items with this update. There are a bunch of new items added to the premium shop as brand new items, and then there's also a whole tranche of new previous Star Path items that have also been added that we will see come into the shop rotation over the next couple of months. Now, it does seem as though these leaks are going to take us through probably to around the end of February, so that is quite a while, and that will probably explain why we have so many. I think it's, what, nearly 2.5 months, maybe even longer, so it does seem like a slightly longer update period this time around. Of course, it's the holiday season, and we do know that the Jungle Getaway update was always intended to be a shorter update. So yeah, this one is slightly longer. The So Delightful update is going to be a little longer than usual, which makes up for the fact that we have so many new Star Path items to take a look at. This is going to be part one of these leaks videos that I have planned. So today I'm just going to show you the shop renders. So we're going to take a look at the renders that will appear in the premium shop when the items come to the game. But then I do have a part two with a friend of the channel called Cole, who is putting together a wonderful display of these items, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to visit his valley and show you these items in person and show you exactly what they do, because some of them are interactive, some of them do light up, and it always helps to get a sense of what the items actually are when you can see them in the game. So that is going to be a part two that will be coming over the next couple of days, but for this one, I'm going to do a part one showing you the shop renders just to give you an idea of what is to come over the next couple of months. And quite honestly, this batch of leaks is really exciting. There are so many items in this selection, and I just cannot wait to show you. So I'm not going to wait any longer. We'll just get straight into it. I'm going to break it up into categories as I normally do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split it into two. I'm going to do brand new items, and then I'm going to do Star Path returning items. And then inside that, I'll do my usual categories: house styles, furniture, cosmetics, all that sort of thing. And I'm actually going to start with house styles. So let's just get straight into it and see what we have coming to the premium shop for this update. All right, so starting with the winter illuminated house skin. This is obviously a seasonal item, and it is themed for Christmas, and I think it's absolutely adorable. It's obviously a traditionally decorated house. It's got a garland trim full of fairy lights running along the sides of the roof and the sides of the house. I mean, the door columns are kind of wrapped in ribbon to make them look like candy canes. And what I love most is those adorable little reindeer on the roof. They're kind of like blow-up reindeer that you would see out and about in your neighborhood. So I just think this is so much fun, especially for the upcoming Christmas season. I just think it's great. My only gripe with this, if I had to pick one, is that I wish the house was a different color so the snow would show up a little better. The white kind of like feels like an unfinished render. I wish maybe it was just like a brick house. And I kind of feel if that was the case, then the lights on the windows and stuff like that would show up a little easier on the eye. I don't know. There's just something about the white that's throwing me off, given that there is a white roof. However, I do love the item. I think it's a lot of fun. I was expecting some Christmas items this time around, so I don't think that Gameloft are going to disappoint us. This is a good precedent to set, and I think that a lot of people are going to fall in love with this particular house skin. All right, next up is this flower shop house skin, another one that I think people are going to absolutely fall in love with. In a lot of ways, this actually reminds me of Tiana. This is very similar to Tiana's like green color scheme and things like that, but it's taken that color scheme, elevating it into a whole flower shop and just covering everything with plants. If you're a fan of Beast's greenhouse, then you're probably going to love this item. It's something very different. I love that these two houses that we've seen are kind of like traditional buildings that you would see on a high street in real life. And I know that sounds strange coming from like a Disney fantasy kind of game, but it is nice to kind of have a little bit of realism in the game sometimes, because if you're crafting somewhere that you really would love to like live and stuff like that, sometimes it's nice to have that essence of realism. Regardless, I love that we have some of the flowers that we have in the game. So like coming out of the top is some of the sunlit plateau flowers coming out of the chimney. I would love to get some hanging baskets like that we could decorate inside with, that you could see hanging off the top. However, on the whole, this is just another really fun house skin. And to be honest, Gameloft do house skins so well, and they never cease to amaze me with what they come up with, because it's always just so different. This one feels very spring-like. It feels as though this is going to pop up probably towards the end of February as we kind of wind down into spring and come out of winter. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited for this to come to the premium shop, and I'm sure that this is going to be a very popular option. All right, moving on to furniture, we actually have this huge castle kit bundle that seems to be coming to the premium shop. Now, interestingly, this does seem as though it's some of the castle elements from the Storybook Vale. So the fact that this is coming to the premium shop, I find very interesting. And I would say that this is probably the biggest bundle we've ever gotten. We did, of course, get a Hercules bundle that came with a few items, and then we also got a Mulan bundle that came with like the walls and stuff like that, but they were sort of like 3, 4, 5-piece bundles. This is a 20-piece bundle, so this is absolutely huge compared to those ones. I will be fascinated to see what people build with this sort of bundle because it's not typical. I mean, I think it would fit up in the Forgotten Lands, and obviously it will work in Ever After over in the Storybook Vale. But as a concept, even just from Gameloft's point of view, it's really interesting that they've kind of pulled this one out. And it's almost as if they've kind of selected the renders from the game and they thought, we can throw these together and we can add them to the premium shop. That'll work, right? And it does seem as though that's what they've done, but I'm not complaining. I think it's a lot of fun. I love that there's like archways, there's windows, there's turrets, there's square, there's round. Like, it is a very fully fleshed out bundle, so I'm absolutely not mad at it. Like I said, I'm very excited to see what people do with this, and I wonder when this might come to the shop. Like, is it going to come soon? Is it like kind of promo for Storybook Vale? I don't know. Either way, very fun. It'll be interesting in build, and it's nice to get some walls, like just regular walls, you know? All right, keeping with Christmas theming, we do have this Mickey inflatable. I don't actually know how to say that. Is it Gemmy? Is it Jemmy? I've never heard of that. I do know what these are. These are those big sort of like inflatable sort of decorations that you get. I would say that sometimes they're outside like car dealerships and things like that. I find it fascinating that we've gotten one of these. I don't quite know how big this is just yet. I would assume that it's probably the player avatar size, but whatever it is, it's definitely interesting. It does look like a balloon considering that's what it's meant to be. But I don't actually think we even have this dream style for Mickey in the game, if I remember right. So it's interesting that we're kind of getting a version of a Mickey dream style on a balloon inflatable instead. And on top of that, I can tell that it's a balloon, but it almost doesn't look like a balloon, if that makes sense. So it kind of looks like Mickey. I know it's meant to look like Mickey, but it just kind of looks like we've got a duplicate Mickey in the valley. This one is interesting. It's kind of a little bit creepy, but I do like it. I like that it's something different. I love that the concept is like, let's just throw a balloon inflatable in the game and see how the player base reacts. Obviously, it's quite themed for Christmas, so it is for the holiday season, and I think that it'll sell well in the premium shop. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how this gets used. I mean, it'll be handy in Dream Snaps if you need to flesh out like a crowd of people or something. You could just duplicate this a bunch of times and have them all facing you. All right, sticking with the wintry theme, we do have this illuminated deco bundle. Now, both of these are interactable. They do light up. The star on top is actually about the player size again, I believe, and that does light up. So that is quite bright. That is quite vibrant. It is going to be really nice in Dream Snaps, especially if you're doing like a nighttime Dream Snap or something like that. I mean, it's going to add some real flair and a bit of pizzazz. But I also absolutely love this bush with the fairy lights wrapped around it. A little bit of snow kind of coming off the edge. It feels wintry. It feels like sparkly and nice. I love this. The only thing is I can see already that these bushes are not going to be able to be placed up against each other, only because the snow is obviously coming off the one side and there's a bit on the bottom as well. So you're not going to be able to like make a seamless fence with these. So it is going to be the case of you're just going to place one down. Maybe you can try and butt another one up with kind of perspective or playing with that, but I would be aware of that. We'll take a closer look when I do my part 2, but as of now, it does seem as though those are going to be standalone items rather than acting as like some sort of fence. Something to note with this bundle is that this does appear to be free. I am including it because it was part of the leaks. However, the leakers over on the Dreamlight Leaks Discord have said that this doesn't appear to have a premium shop tag, so they do think it's going to happen with whatever happened with the Evil Queen, even though that was a mistake. They did end up giving us the Evil Queen for free, so they do think that this is either part of some sort of event or this is just going to be a gift of some sort in the premium shop around Christmas time, which is a really nice touch. I think that putting free stuff in the premium shop is a great way of Gameloft building goodwill with the community, especially it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be grandeur. These are just like some nice little items that we can use around Christmas time, and I think that these are going to go down really well, especially if they are free. All right, moving on to the illuminated fountain. So this fountain is kind of a companion piece because it is like also called illuminated. And actually there's another bundle in the shop coming that is illuminated. So they seem to have gone with like bright lights and kind of Christmas lights, maybe holiday lights, that sort of thing this time around. I do expect to see these before Christmas or maybe around New Year's. And we know that Gameloft loves a fountain. This is no different. Those kind of water jets coming out are light up, so that is going to be really nice. I think it'll look super cute in Dream Snaps. If you can get the angle quite right as well, you might just be able to get those kind of lights coming in from the side and dropping down without seeing too much of the fountain. So there might be some effects there that you can play with as well. On the whole, this is not like a massively impactful item. It is just another fountain, but it is a nicely designed one. So if you're a fan of fountains, then this one might be for you. As I said, there is another illuminated bundle. This is the Illuminated Market bundle. Now, there's nothing like this in the game, actually. This is very bright. It kind of reminds me of the Electrical Parade. I know that we've got the Electrical Parade toolset and the Electrical Parade wings, but this is kind of in the same camp. So obviously there's an archway and then there's kind of like, well, I guess it's a second archway, but it's kind of like a tall fence in a way. It does have a mixture of like lights and garlands on it, which I think is nice. So it's obviously winter themed. And then obviously the big cabin underneath is kind of like a sales cabin. It's a food stall essentially. So it does have the big display cabinet. It's got kind of like a till or a cashier spot, if that's what you call it. But it's all underneath this kind of like wooden log cabin type of vibe. I love that it's even got a wreath inside. And of course, there's lights hanging off the edge. And then there's more snow on top. I just think that all of these items together, in terms of like a winter approach to the premium shop, it just works really nicely. And I cannot wait to like play around with these because they're quite different. I know that in previous Star Paths, we've got like the Christmas trees and the presents and all of those kind of like typical things. But like, who would have thought we would have gotten like an Electrical Parade adjacent Christmas bundle? You know, it's kind of wild, but I like it. I'm on board. We do also have this interactive wintry pond coming to the shop. Now, this is quite big. It's worth noting that the footprint of it is very large, and when it says interactive, it doesn't seem to be interactive. And when I say that, it doesn't do anything. There's no like water jets or anything like that. The interactive element does seem to come from the fact that they added into the patch notes that we can now add items to water furniture. So you see where it comes out from the fountain and then goes into like this almost pool shape. You can actually place things like the water lilies, the reeds, and any other smaller water furniture in this item, I guess is how you would phrase it. But yeah, it's not technically interactive. However, I think it's nice. I think it's a statement piece. It would work really nicely in the Frosted Heights, as would all of these items. But yeah, I kind of wish that we got something more similar to the skating rink, because I would really love something like that again. And I think that was really nicely designed. But this one is an interesting one. I'm looking forward to kind of like getting my hands on it and seeing exactly what you could do with it to make it just beef it out a little bit. We're also getting this Isabella's Room bundle from Encanto. Now this is Isabella Madrigal, and this set is kind of like floral related. So everything is made of flowers. There is a chair, there's a rug, there's a little table with like a netting over the top, and then there are some interesting items. There's like a tall cone structure, and then there's also, I believe, the middle one in the center is the green dangling vine that I think we can put inside. Now, if I remember correctly, the green vines can only be used inside, and that kind of like conical structure, the pink one, can only be used outside. So you can't actually have this whole bundle in one place. You are going to have to split it. However, the chair is very fun, and I really like the rug. The table, I guess I could kind of give or take. It's not my favorite table. It doesn't really have much of an impact. However, everything else is really nice and really fun. If you're a fan of Encanto, you're definitely going to be a fan of this. The only other thing I could say about Isabella is I would really love Isabella's dress to come to the game. I think she has one of the prettiest dresses in Disney, and I feel like adding that would be a real bonus to the premium shop. I think that it would go down a treat, and yeah, Encanto fans, and maybe even those who are not fans of Encanto, would definitely love that dress. Now, there is a really fun bundle coming, and that is this New Year bundle. And when I saw it without seeing the name, I was like, that's got to be New Year's related. So there's like a little Mickey adjacent wall light, which is really fun. It's kind of like a neon light. There's a disco ball. Like, I don't know how it's taken this long to get a disco ball in the game, or why I've never thought of adding a disco ball to the game, but it's a lot of fun. It does act as a disco ball, so it does give you kind of like speckles of light on the wall. It's not that bright. You will see in my part 2 video, it isn't massively bright. I do think they missed a little trick there with not making it brighter, but you will see that that is to come. The cannon underneath obviously does shoot out those kind of like celebratory confetti pieces. It does only last one burst, so it's not going to be something that you're going to be able to use in Dream Snaps, which is a shame. Because if it did like a couple rounds of that, at least you could set it off, get back to position and take the photo. As of now, I don't think that you're going to be able to do that because by the time you do one, it's say you're using two, by the time you do one and run to the other one, the first one is going to have stopped, which is not great. But in terms of the concept, I do like that. And perhaps maybe they will amend that before this actually goes live in the shop. Finally, we do have kind of like a sparkly backdrop with a banner. I think that is like super cute, even though it's kind of like, I say industrial because it's on like a rail and wheels and stuff like that. If you're close enough, you're not going to see that stuff. So you are going to be able to take a picture without that being in there. Plus, you might be able to frame it up to have like one either side of you, and then you can just kind of like block off the furthest pole with some decoration. I do think that there's going to be a lot people can do with that, but this is also a villager gathering item, so you can press square when you've got your camera out by it, and it will gather a bunch of villagers together to take a photo with you. New Year often gets like overshadowed by Christmas, and I don't massively celebrate it myself. However, I think actually focusing some items on it is a really nice touch, and it just adds something else for people who maybe don't want all of the Christmas stuff, don't want all of the winter stuff. It just gives like a party vibe, and we're always down for a party. Gameloft are continuing to add goofy stalls to the game, so this time we're getting a Moana themed stall. You can kind of tell because it's got the same sort of like straw roof on the stall as her house does, but then also it's kind of like got a little fish stall integrated into it. I don't think you're going to be able to buy any fish from that. I just think that they're linking it to Moana in that way. And it's actually really interesting to see what they're doing with these stalls because they're kind of straddling biome specific, but also IP related. So the Glade one was kind of like Tiana and the Glade. Then we had the Sunlit one, which was kind of like Lion King and the Sunlit. It was in the middle. And now we're getting a Moana one, which is kind of Moana themed, but would also work really well on Dazzle Beach. So following that trajectory, I would say that we're probably going to get one for every biome, and we're probably going to get one for an IP that fits the biome. So in terms of the Frosted Heights, we might see a Frozen themed one. In terms of the Forgotten Lands, we might see a Nightmare Before Christmas themed one. Just kind of like straddling, like I said, that kind of like biome-esque aesthetic as well as the IP related elements. Interesting. The goofy stalls have not really been for me. I just don't really care for them. I don't feel like they're worth buying from my Moonstone pot, but I know that people are going to want to complete the set, so I totally understand and I support you. All right, moving on to outfits and accessories. First up, we do have this Cheshire Cat tail. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, because I don't really know how I feel about this. It's a little bit stiff for my liking. It's an interesting one. When I saw it, I was like, I'm not sure about that. I know that it's the Cheshire Cat. I get it. I know the reference. I understand it's Alice related. I'll be honest, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of tails in the game. They just kind of give me the creeps a little bit, and this one is no different. It's very there, it's very in your face, but I'm sure that there will be people that absolutely love this and have wanted a Cheshire Cat tail, so fingers crossed this is right up your alley and you do get to enjoy this whenever it does come to the shop. We're also getting this floral dress ensemble, so this is really fun. I actually think this in particular is going to have a lot of fans. This kind of dress, this kind of aesthetic is very popular in the community, and I think that when this comes to the shop, we're going to see it flood Dream Snaps forevermore. But in terms of this ensemble, we are getting obviously the dress, which is really nice. It's got like detailing on it. It's got ruffles on the shoulders, on the skirt. It's very, very nice. And it's obviously got that big line of stitching as well. And kind of like the boned corset look, which is, yeah, it's really nice. It does come with a pair of shoes, again, which I think people are going to love. They're like the white shoes with the little kind of like sock with the bow on them. That is adorable. And it comes with almost that wicker kind of boating hat. That one looks a bit different. I mean, the red and the blue don't totally match the outfit, but maybe there's a specific reference that they're going for that I'm missing. And it does appear to come with some jewelry as well. So there are some earrings in that set. And there's also a swan necklace, which is really nice. I think that that is pretty, and it's got some pearls on it as well. Overall, this ensemble is very nice. Like I said, I think it's going to be popular. outfits usually are, but especially when they come in sort of like a bundle format with jewelry and shoes and all of those sorts of things, they do tend to sell well. So I see this one doing very well. And I think that if you love this aesthetic, this one is definitely for you. Again, this is another type of item that I think is going to be popular with the community. I know that mushrooms are super popular. And I know that when the Storybook Veil came out and Ever After was kind of like shown off in the showcase, everyone was like, oh my God. It's like they couldn't wait to get their hands on the mushroom decorations. So this is a handheld item, like an accessory. So you will be able to use this in Dream Snaps now. And it's just kind of like the bags, the bakery basket and stuff like that you use. But it's kind of just like a little plushie of a mushroom. Very Mario related, even though Mario is not Disney. I love that it's like got a little cardigan on. It's got buttons for eyes. And then there's kind of like clouds on the mushroom head. It's very cute. And I think that it's going to be a popular one, especially now that we can use it in Dream Snaps, as I said. Moving on to a pair of wings. Now, I keep saying everything's going to be popular, but I think that these might even be bigger than the Maleficent wings, and that is impressive. These also have an incredible animation, so do keep an eye out for that when I post that part 2 video. The animation that they've done to this and that they've added to the Maleficent item is really, really impressive. It's very fluid, and it's not rigid whatsoever. It just looks top tier. As for the item itself, there's so much detail on it. I think this might be a reference to Coco. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I do think this is a reference to Coco. It's got like really detailed feathers. There's a ton of different colors in here. Obviously it's peacock inspired, but yeah, this might be visually one of the most impressive and the biggest set of wings that we have in the game so far. And the fact that we can use them as gliders now, I think this is going to go down well. Kind of a companion piece to the... Now, this Rhea outfit is kind of a companion piece to the floral ensemble that we saw, because we did see both of those items in Scrooge's store window when the Storybook Veil was launched in the showcase. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know what's going on with the timescales at Gameloft. I don't know if they were meant to come out at the same time. I'm not sure why they would show these items in Scrooge's knowing that they were going to be premium shop. There's obviously some stuff going on behind the scenes. However, we are getting this Rhea outfit. This is, of course, from Raya and the Last Dragon. And also with this outfit, I believe, comes the hairstyle. Even though it's underneath the hat at the moment, there is a hairstyle that comes with this, and it's got a plait on the back, which is really nice. And you can change the color of the plait and the details that go with that. On the whole, if you love that movie and that IP, I'll be honest, I haven't seen it, so I don't have much affinity with it. However, I really like the outfit. I think it's got a lot of detail on it. The t-shirt is nice. It's got like a nice texture on the fabric. It's obviously got the little kind of like jacket. Just everything looks really good, and I think it's a top tier item in terms of outfit, and I'm not surprised to see franchise IP outfits come to the shop. That is kind of the vibe they're going for, and that is the path that they're going down. But on the whole, looks really good, and I think I might just even get this for the hairstyle, because the hairstyle is very cool. Finally, we do just have one companion in this companion section for the new content, and that is the Scholarly Dragon Companion. This guy is adorable. He is obviously from the DLC and inspired by the Bind. I'm finding it very interesting that this is the first time that we're getting a current critter from the current DLC, if that makes sense. I know we got the Tinkerbell Capybara last week, but I actually believe that was the first time we've gotten a critter that wasn't base game at all in the premium shop, and now we're getting one that is going to be from a current base game. I hope that makes sense. It is interesting. I do think that they're starting to use the premium shop as a little bit of a cross promotion for the Storybook Veil, which doesn't surprise me. You know, they want to sell the DLC, which is absolutely fine. And if they're going to add really cool items like this, I'm more than happy for them to do so. I've been asking for a while, or at least thinking for a while, that I would love to see like the snakes, the monkeys, all of those sorts of things get their own sort of like themed companions, because we do get so many rabbits, we do get so many squirrels, you know, we do get all of the base game companions quite frequently in the premium shop. So it's really nice to see a different themed companion from one of the DLCs for a different type of animal. Again, I keep saying it, I think this is going to be very, very popular. All right, finally moving on to returning Star Path items. I'm not going to split these up into categories. What I'm just going to do is go through my list in alphabetical order. So the first one of the Star Path items returning is this Art Deco coffee bedroom set. Now, there are 2 Art Deco sets coming to the premium shop, or at least in the game, as if they're coming back to the premium shop. The leakers did say that they cannot be 100% certain that these Art Deco ones specifically are coming. So take this one with a pinch of salt. I don't really have any of the Art Deco stuff personally. I know that it was from a previous Star Path. I do like the items, but I've never really thought that they're worth the Moonstones. Personally, for me, if you do love this thing and you love this sort of vibe, then definitely go for it. So this is one of them. And then the second one is the Art Deco lifestyle set. Again, it's just a chair and a side table, And the side table is even just one that we have kind of from Mickey anyway that is reskinned. So again, personally for me, these are not worth the moonstones. However, I know that there will be fans of these and you might want to get your hands on them. They might come to the premium shop, they might not, but it'll be interesting to see when they kind of turn up, if that is the case. Moving on, we do have a Dream Style coming back, and this is one of a number of Dream Styles coming back with the returning Star Path items, and this is Conductor Goofy. I know that Goofy is a really popular villager and people love him, and he does have quite a few Dream Styles. He almost has as many as Mickey, I believe. But this is his Conductor one. This is going to be coming back. This is a fun little one. I do like his little suit. But there's something about Goofy's original outfit that I really love, so I don't know whether I'll get this one. We'll have to see. Maybe it'll come on sale, and I'll be like, yeah, we'll buy that one. It is that time where some of the lovely monsters Star Path items start cycling back around. So this is a dating set. I expect to see this in February time around Valentine's Day. It's interesting for me on a personal note because I did only start doing the Star Path with the lovely monster Star Path. So it's kind of funny that now, a year later, these are coming to the premium shop. It's kind of like I finally caught up because I've been playing catch up with buying all the previous Star Path items, including some in this list. But now there will be things coming to the shop that I do already have. So this is a really nice set. If this does come, I do recommend buying this 100%. The archway is invaluable. The fountain is invaluable. And even though I don't use the little table that much from the Lady and the Tramp, it does add a really nice vibe. And these work really, really well in Mythopia if you do have the DLC. Moving on, we are getting this elemental furniture set as well. So we're getting the fire pit, and then we're getting a column, and then a motorbike. Again, I believe this is, well, no, this is a Star Path. We're in that section. So this is a Star Path returning item, not I believe it is. Columns can come in really handy, especially for things like Dream Snaps. And yeah, this is obviously a themed piece to Elemental. If you love that IP and you love that franchise, maybe you'll get your hands on this again if you don't have it already. But it's going to be one of those things with Star Path items. A lot of people are going to already have these, so it's only going to appeal to a certain section of people that are new to the game or didn't get a chance to do that Star Path. But if you didn't and you love this, this one is for you. I do expect to see this one in a couple of weeks. Of course, this is Festive Merlin. This is his dream style for Christmas. I love this one. The fact he's got his little candy cane wand, you know, his hat, everything about this is great. I know that a lot of people have wanted this to come back, especially some of the newer players, myself included, because I love this one. So I do expect to, of course, see this one before Christmas. I would expect maybe next week or the week after, to be honest, given that Christmas is not all that far away. Whenever it ends up coming, let's just say I'm going to be first in line to buy it. There are a number of companion critters returning as well with the Star Path items. So this gentle rabbit companion, I believe, has come from the Centennial Star Path. It's another rabbit. I think it looks great. I love his little outfit. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I wish that we would get some of the other animal companions in different skins. I know that this is a returning item and it is quite cute. But yeah, I think we've got like, what, 3, 4, 5 rabbits maybe? Something like that. So yeah, it would be nice to see some variety. However, this is a cute one. I think he looks adorable. And it would be worth getting him if you were doing like some sort of celebration Dream Snap, maybe around New Year's. Maybe it'll come out for New Year's Eve. Again, we've got another bundle from the Monsters Inc. Star Path, that lovely Monsters Star Path when we had the Monsters Inc. update. We've got like Boo's Door, we've got the bath, there's a wallpaper, which is really nice, and then we've got a piano coming. I think that they've done a really good job with the Monsters Inc. items. I love them personally, and it's really fun to see how they interpret that IP and bring it to the game. So if you're a big Monsters Inc. fan, and I'm sure that there are many of you out there, especially with the Monsters Inc. land opening at Walt Disney World in a couple of years' time, I think we might see a little Monsters Inc. resurgence at some point. All right, a lot of the items from the lovely Monster Star Path are coming back. So this plushie set is also coming back. And yeah, this one is interesting because it is just the 3 plushies. I don't know what this might come out at. I would suspect this is probably going to be less than 1,000 moonstones, maybe, possibly 850, something like that. However, I do like these. I don't think they're premium shop worthy personally. The blue one is really small. The green one is kind of small. And the purple one is big, but yeah, as a premium shop item, questionable. However, maybe you're clamoring for these and you really want them, so at least you've got them coming your way. We seem to be getting the entire lovely Monster Star Path, if I'm honest, because this swan boat has come from that as well. So this is the Romantic Pond bundle. I know that these lanterns are very, very popular. At least they were before we got stuff like the fireflies. They were really the only thing that you could have like above your character in Dream Snaps to add a bit of interest, and of course light. So these were extremely popular at the time, and I do think that anyone who didn't get the chance to get their hands on them is going to be very happy that these are coming back. Even if it's your first time using them, I just think they're a nice addition, and I think that everyone should have access to them. So I'm glad that they're coming back for that reason. Back to companions, we do have the Rosy Cloud Turtle companion. Again, this is from the lovely Monster Star Path. It does seem like that entire Star Path is returning, which is interesting because there's not actually that many wintry returning items. Like personally for me, I would have loved to see the reindeers, I would have loved to see the ice rink. I would have loved to see the like archway that we had. Fascinating that in terms of returning items, they've gone all in on Monsters Inc. and the lovely Monster Star Path rather than a winter one. Just a personal observation there, but I do actually have this Cloud Turtle companion myself, and I think it's adorable. It does light up. It's very, very cute, and it's definitely going to be one around Valentine's Day, especially if we're getting some cute, like, pink-themed dream snaps. It works super, super well. This photo actually does the snowy raccoon some justice, because some of the other photos of this poor companion do not do him any favors. I actually really like this. I suspect we'll be seeing this within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's super cute. I love the fact his tail is made up of like foliage with the berries in it, and of course he's got little knitted earmuffs on, which is super cute. I don't have this. I do believe this is again from either the first or second Star Path. I think it might be the first. I'm probably going to go ahead and get this. I love that it's like a raccoon, but it's not one that we see in the game because it doesn't kind of look identical to one. So yeah, like I said, when I wanted different companions, this was kind of what I was talking about in a way. So I'm going to get this one, even though I know a lot of people think that this is just as cursed as the Tinkerbell Capybara. Positively, if you're a fan of wings, we are getting the Wings of Winter coming back. I love these. Again, I don't have these either, so I'm really excited to get these under my belt with some moonstones. I just think they're really pretty. I love the blue tones, but then I also love the way that they kind of like flow down with that little trail at the bottom. We don't really have any other wings like this in the game, so yeah, it'll be really nice to get my hands back on this. And this matches a lot of the outfits from the current Frost and Fairy Star Path, so doubling up on very pretty items sounds like the way to go for this one. I know that this Winter Gala bundle is also a super popular item. It's interesting that a lot of the winter stuff we're getting is clothes related rather than furniture. That seems how they've been splitting it. They seem to have gone with the furniture for lovely monsters and then the clothes for the winter star paths. I'm not mad at it. I'm glad that there's a male and a female version, or a masculine and a feminine version, and the dress on this one is really nice. But the real selling point for me is those antlers. I think that they're a really fun headpiece, and I've wanted to get my hands on them. I just haven't had a chance. What I do wish was coming back was the kind of like fawn makeup, sort of like the deer makeup. I don't think that that is making a return, unfortunately. We've never had makeup come to the premium shop, if I remember correctly. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Maybe they'll sneak it in, but I don't think that's the case. Otherwise, this is a super nice bundle, and I, again, can't wait to get my hands on this one either. Returning to Dreamstyles, we are getting the Winter Wonder Ariel. Now, this was very popular when it came out, as was the Belle one. I think that these are super cute. The colors they went with for both Ariel and Belle are really nice. This Ariel one specifically, like the light pink with the teal, they're super complimentary. Everybody loves this around wintertime. I've seen so many snaps and so many pictures with Ariel in and with Belle in. So yeah, I love this. And of course, we've also got the Belle version where she's in kind of like a similar pink gown, but with a red shawl and hood. And she's got her new face. So her doctor's worked wonders, and she's gotten her new face to show off in this gown as well, which is always a bonus. Finally, for the returning Star Path items in alphabetical order, we do have this wintry exterior bundle. Now, this is a bundle that I was thinking of. It's interesting that they've brought to us the ice skating rack with all of the ice skates on it, but they didn't bring back the ice skating rink. This is also kind of more, I don't want to say Victorian because it's not technically Victorian, but it's got like black wrought iron, you know, even the snowflakes are up on like black metal display things. The bench is black metal. So it's an interesting choice. There were other winter Star Path items that I would have preferred to see personally, but I will take this. I think that this is a nice addition, and it's going to be a really nice extra for anyone who might have already missed this item and wants some more winter in their furniture decorating. All right, gang, that is it for this video. That was a lot of items. There is a lot coming to the shop. There does seem to be more previous Star Path items returning than there are new items. However, on the whole, there's a lot coming back. So this does seem as though it's going to take us through probably to the end of February, especially given that we've got things like the dating set, which are going to be around Valentine's Day, probably coupled with a Valentine's Day Star Path. So yeah, that gives us an idea of when the next update might be. I would suspect 3rd, maybe 4th week of February for that next update. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you found it helpful. Do let me know down in the comments below what your favorite new item is, maybe what your favorite Star Path item is, and if you're missing any items that you really, really wish they would have brought back for this cycle of the premium shop. As always, again, a massive thank you to the Dreamlight Leaks Discord for finding all of these items and for sharing them with us and allowing us to share them with the community. It is a pleasure to be able to do this. If you enjoyed this video, then feel free to give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to the channel for more Disney Dreamlight Valley content. Your support means the world to me, and I'm having such a blast making all of these videos and of course live streaming. Feel free to come along sometime if you do happen to catch me live. But with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for this video. I will be back with a part 2. Please do remember that. It'll be coming in just a few days when me and Cole manage to link up and show off these items in an even better format. But until then, I will catch you in the next one, and I will, of course, see you in the valley.